Okay, welcome back to England. I can't lie, my body and my mind are a bit broken today. It's 6 p.m. very late. Normally I'll be getting to a campsite now. We have 13 kilometers to go till we get to the only campsite around. And yeah, it's just been busy roads like this kind of all day. I picked up where we left off yesterday though in the forest, so I just missed the turn. You know, when it ended I was thinking I got lost, so I had to go back a bit, but not too much. And then yeah, the rest of the day was pretty nice. The roads were all grand. It was a good day. It's a good navigating day, you know. Big puddle. Well, then I got to a campsite and it was nice. The guy who was on reception was from Dublin. He was like 86. Couldn't even tell by his accent he'd lost it, you know. He was also mumbling, but yeah, it was only £6. It was dirt cheap. So I was there. I boiled my spaghetti for dinner. Had everything ready to go. The tuna was drained. The cheese was grated. Had a stupid amount of cheese grated for it. And then I'm draining the pasta with the lid on the bowl, or with the lid from the pot. And doesn't it slip off and let all the pasta go onto the grass? So I had no dinner. So I used a bit of tuna and cheese that I had with a couple of slices of bread. Had a couple of sandwiches, but it just wasn't enough. So I went to a local bar. They said they did food till 8, but I got there and there was only like one bar fly in the place and they weren't doing food. And after talking to your man Mick, the Irish guy on reception, he was saying they're better off, they just microwave it anyway. So then this morning, I knew there was going to be a good bit of rain in the afternoon, and it was kind of due a break day. That place was cheap, not too bad, you know. So I was like, I think I'll stay. Then I woke up and I wasn't feeling too bad, but actually another issue, I had no food. So not no food, but just bananas and peanut butter and stuff, you know. Nothing for dinner. So the nearest shop was like nearly 3 kilometers away. 2.5, 3. So a round trip, like, it's like 5 kilometers at least. That's like, it's, you know, I'm doing 30 a day. That's, you know, I was just in my head. I was like, just get going, just get going. So the rain didn't really show up. So I packed up all my gear, and just as I did, it started raining. But I was like, just throw on the rain-proof gear. Let's get the miles in, because it's nice now. It was meant to be nice, so I was like, let's just champ it. I got a kilometer and then just started lashing. But luckily there was a cricket club and I had a nice little sheltered area. I could just sit down for an hour and wait for it to die down. And then it died proper down. I was like, all right, that's it for the day, you know. So I got going again. Another 2 kilometers, so 3 kilometers total. And if I thought it was raining before, this was a storm. Like, yeah, it was crazy. But there was nowhere to stop, so I just kept moving. And then I seen a bar and I was like, all right, I have to go in. So I went there and got a pint, hoping the weather would go. But it just stayed for a bit. So actually, some guy came out for us. I was sitting outside just under an umbrella because I was soaking wet and had this trolley with me. But it was grand sitting there, you know, covered from the rain. This guy came out for a smoke. And he came out, and I chatted to him for a second, but then he went back in, and then he came out again like 10 minutes later. Like, real barfly himself, you know. I was looking at my phone and then he was there and I was like, oh, I'll have to say something to him. So I went to go grab my pint and then I just knock it over. Half a pint. And I was just like, ah, it's gonna be one of them days. So I went in and got another one, and then I said I'm gonna be here this long because I needed food. That was a big plan. But I didn't want to get it there because it was very expensive, but just said, hi. Yeah, well, yeah. So I got like a steak and a steak pie. You know, they love their pies here, so I was like, I'll try a pie dinner. And it wasn't bad, but you know, I think there's a reason there's no English restaurants anywhere, you know, that way. Like, it was good, but it also wasn't very filling. Yeah, and then because it was raining, I had kind of the option to take a scenic route like I did yesterday, the day before, just stay on the main roads. So I checked the busiest part of the main roads and I had a park beside it the whole way. So I was like, alright, you know, that'll do. You know, one of them days you're not going to get the views, just get the miles in. And it was doing that. Now, it wasn't nice, it was so loud I couldn't even hear my earphones. It's not enjoyable. But then I turned off it thinking a bit quiet was on the way. But I just basically went to a smaller road with the same amount of traffic and no footpath. So it was just horrible. Back one of them days of just diving into bushes and just no energy from not having dinner last night, you know. Yeah, this is hard enough, but I'm not eating enough. I haven't really looked at myself in the mirror too much since I left, but I just looked at myself there and I was like, I've definitely lost like 6 or 7 kilos, maybe, like too much too soon. I put on a good bit of weight before this, not intentionally, but not intentionally as well, you know, like when you know you're gonna run for 5 months, definitely wasn't watching the calories. Happy to have a store up, but I'm going on a calorie deficit too much, so I need to sort it out. So yeah, I was so devastated yesterday when that pasta fell. It's like, I'm always looking forward to dinner after days, you know, running, but it's just something about it. I was really looking forward to that, and it was so close. I was like 10 minutes away, and then it went. But there was a guy staying at the campsite. I think his name is Chris, I'm not sure. He definitely told me, but I just can't remember. Okay, we're gonna take a look in here, and it's definitely not because I need to go to the bathroom. Can't do it in front of the camera. Not that I'm doing anything anyway, just enjoying the views. I obviously tried to have that done before I start recording, but since I had them 2 points today, only a point and a half, but I can't stop. Again, start getting the nuts and the bolts of it today. Is that our footpath finished? Excellent, it's back to the usual. See, there's a footpath across the road, but it just goes nowhere. Whoop. It says there's a trail down if you go back and to the left a little, but it just couldn't be arsed. so slow going. Like, I was so late getting going then as well, you know. Like, by the time I got out of the cricket club, it was like 1 o'clock. By the time I'd had food and in that pub, it was like 3 p.m. By the time I got going, I still had 30 kilometers to do. It's just brutal all day. Look at this, like, I can't get moving at all. Anyway, yeah, chatting to this guy Chris. It's interesting that there's been a few campsites in a row now where there's just been like a person on their own who I've gotten chatting to. He lived in Thailand for 5 years, has a wife and a kid over there, Thai wife. He was basically saying he was broke. He came back for work. He's an electrician by trade, but it's, you know, he's just saying he doesn't really have his papers, so it's hard to get work. Yeah, he was alright. He was a stoner. I could smell him smoking weed, so that was kind of the aim. I just went over for a chat, smoked a joint with him, had some chats. It's funny though, he was like, he was giving me good encouragement about the YouTube. I haven't told too many people about it, but I was talking to him about it. And straight away he's like, oh, that's a good idea, which is good. And then I also was like, I'm going to Istanbul. He's the first person to be like, why are you stopping in Istanbul? Instead of being like, why are you going that far? He was like, why are you stopping? And I was like, that's a good question. Because it's definitely in the back of the mind, you know. If you can cross one continent, why not cross them all? But yeah, it's not going to be a non-stop thing anyway. I've got the money that I have, I wouldn't get very far. Plus the logistics of going through Iran and all those places. Whatever about the actual safety, but the logistics and visas, and you know, you have to, it's not a visa on arrival type of thing. It has been so good, the UK, for getting around. Up until today, it feels like I'm back in Wales. It's just terrible. But what are you gonna do? There's supposed to be an amphitheatre up here, an ancient one. I just seen it on Google, but yeah, might pop in. It's just a, you know, so ancient that it's just a what's it called? A depression in the ground, you know, with like the area around it. But we'll see. Come on, is that a footpath? Get in. It lasts about 4 seconds. Come on. This is a day from hell. Oh, and the campsite I'm going to is an adventure kind of thing, so one, they might not even have space. Two, it's going to be expensive, like £25. So I just definitely should have stayed put today. Even with that walk to the shops. I probably could have got your man to give me a lift, Chris. this unless I meant to go left. There's a turn up here somewhere. Oh, actually. Yeah, I meant to go left. I spent so long in hedges today. It's funny because I was just talking about how much I was enjoying this yesterday, which is easy to say in the forest. But yeah, today is not one of the good days. A lot of aches and pains as well, and the joints from being not fueled well enough. I've also just, I haven't checked what day. I've done at least 6 days in a row, maybe 7. I kind of wanted to just keep going, just keep getting miles in, you know. Part of the reason I didn't stop. But rest days are part of the plan, and I think I should have just took it. Part of the reason I didn't take it though was I was tempted to take the day before. There was no shower there, so I wasn't going to, but if I had have, I would have spent a nice day with Caitlin as walking in the forest, you know what I mean? So then, if I had took the day off today, I probably would have just sat around getting stoned, which was like not what I wanted to do. Wanted to stay productive. So yeah, we'll see what it goes. Because them couple of points in that dinner set me back a lot more than you'd think. It's a very posh area, you know. So yeah, gonna be an expensive day. I haven't asked anyone can sleep in a garden in England or Wales. So it's tempting. But it just doesn't seem like the type of area to be doing that, you know. Maybe if I see someone out and about like these lads here, but we'll see. Just hate footpaths. I know America's famous for not having footpaths because they're just big towns, everyone drives since they're 16, but I did not think England would be this bad. I meant to go right, I can't remember. My head is gone. Okay, we're meant to go straight there, but that road is very busy, so I'm gonna make a detour, ill-advised detour. But it says if I go down here and then take a left, it should be a kind of country road to that amphitheatre I'm talking about. Just make sure we're on the right one. On the Bramley Road, that's me. And then first left. Okay, fingers crossed. Oh man. It's funny yesterday talking about was just talking to other people to do this, and you know, because people keep sending them to me, and I don't follow. I didn't even have social media before, so I don't follow too many. And I was just saying, there's one guy in particular, I'm not naming names, but he was very focused on the negative and taping up his feet and all that. And it's just funny because it's just been going so well, but then I just have a really bad day, feet hurt, all that jazz. Footpath only, is that us? It's kind of like that is us. The drove. Okay, we definitely made the right choice. Yeah, because it's obviously a big part of this is the struggle, and yeah, I don't know, not to bring it up again, but it's just such a part of it. It's like messy if you was putting out Instagram videos and putting on shin pads, you know what I mean? It's just like part for the course. But big part of my plan today was, or another reason not to stay put this morning was, if I do stay put, I want to wash a load of clothes. And if it was meant to have that storm, which we have had, I was like, maybe it's not the best thing to, you know, sit around, because it's meant to be nice tomorrow. So I was like, if I get to a campsite, I'll chill tomorrow in the sun, you know, get everything washed, back to square one. But now if this campsite's $25 or £25, I won't be staying there for a second night. So, but if I suppose if I just leave early, we can get somewhere close, maybe a short day tomorrow. Fit through just about. I love the camp here. The last campsite actually had somewhere you could charge your phone as a tent camper. So I went into the reception, asked our man Mick, again he's 86 years old, and I was like, do you mind if I charge my phone? And he goes, yeah, that'll be £1. And I'd left me money in my tent, and I was like, what? He goes, yeah, it's £1 to charge your phone. I was like, alright, I'll give you £1 if you want. Like, but then he points, he's like, no, there's a sign. So they had like a locker where he gave you a key. You opened the locker, had 2 plugs in it, you know, and you could plug all your stuff. It was perfect. What was funny is he was like, and he kind of mumbled. I couldn't even understand him, even though he's from Dublin originally. But he was like, you already put the £1 in the thing or whatever, you know. And there's, again with the mumbling, I kind of only got what he said afterwards. I was like, what? And he kept repeating it. It's just like, if you just want to let me off the euro, just say, you're alright, you know. You don't have to act like the big brother's watching. Surely we're straight, but you never know. Oh god, 10 kilometers left. Okay. We could take a left, but we'll go straight. Oh, get some water. Jeez Louise. by far the nicest part of the day. There's a sign on that fence, like the Camino. You see that, the blue one? Camino Ingles to Santiago. The English way. No, started from up here. It's pretty cool. I cycled that a couple of years ago. The coastal route. That's really interesting. The shoes might be nearly done as well. Might be part of the reason my feet are starting to hurt. I should have less than a week. I'm not less. I'd say 7 days I'll be in Dover. So probably a little cheaper in France. Find out. Thanks guys. So many things not lining up for tomorrow. I have been getting by with just bringing my clothes into the shower, washing them in there, just the clothes I've worn, then having two kind of two sets on rotation. But it's so late now that they're not going to be dry for tomorrow. And even this campsite, it's going to be so corporate and big. The reception's probably going to be closed. We'll probably have a no check-in when it opens. Forget about that now, because we got the loveliest park. I was on a really busy part of the road. I seen a mouse trying to cross it, you know. And I at first I wasn't sure what it was because it started blowing when cars went by, so I thought it was just a bit of a fluff or something, but it was a mouse. And what it kept doing was when cars come by, it would just freeze. I'm guessing that's its defense tactic, you know. So I was like, geez, you're gonna, you know, die. And I didn't even want to look at it because I was just sure it was gonna get squished. So I ran on a bit, and then I looked back to see if it was still alive. And there's these birds around here called kites, and it just swooped down and picked it up. So the cars didn't get them, but nature did. Oh jeez. So we've gone past amphitheatre, whatever that was meant to be. I've seen a sign saying in that field to the right, but again it was just, all you would see is a mound on the ground. I didn't realise we're at 32 already. Whew. Really does, just helps you get the miles in. Thank you for your support. Keep going a little longer as a thank you. This says amphitheatre to the left. I was going to end it there, but let's see. It says left, so it's probably that way. It says path unusable for push chairs, so that's us. Seen them before. I've seen red ones obviously, but I think that's as good a place as any to end it. Thanks for watching. Wish me luck, even though you'll see this in the future. It will help me out.